Ever felt that gut-wrenching pang when someone you deeply cared for walked away? Left you questioning everything, replaying every moment, and wondering what went wrong? It's a uniquely human pain, and in those dark hours, the silence can be deafening. But what if that departure wasn't just about them? What if it was a part of a bigger story, a divine hand gently, or sometimes not so gently, redirecting your path? G.K. Chesterton, with his uncanny ability to find profound meaning in the mundane, offers a surprisingly comforting and thought-provoking perspective on this very experience. Before we delve into his wisdom, let's get real. What's one thing you learned about yourself after a significant relationship or friendship ended? Share your insight in the comments below. Your experience could resonate deeply with someone else going through the same thing. Because what we're about to explore might just reveal what God is truly doing in your life through those very departures. The sharp pang of abandonment, the echoing silence where laughter once resided, the gnawing uncertainty that follows when someone significant walks out of our lives. These experiences are woven into the common fabric of human existence. Whether it's the dissolution of a cherished relationship, the unexpected departure of a close friend, or the severing of a professional tie, being left often triggers a cascade of raw emotions: hurt, bewilderment, a questioning of our worthiness. In these vulnerable moments, the human heart naturally seeks answers, searching for meaning in the void left behind. Could there be more to this than just personal failure or a cruel twist of fate? Could there be a deeper, even spiritual significance to these departures? This is where the profound and often paradoxical wisdom of G.K. Chesterton, a literary giant whose insights continue to resonate across generations, can offer a transformative lens through which to view these painful experiences. His ability to unearth profound truths from the ordinary, coupled with his unwavering faith, provides a comforting yet challenging perspective on why those we held dear might have walked away, and what God might be orchestrating in our lives through their absence. Chesterton, a prolific essayist, novelist, theologian, and critic, possessed an uncanny knack for seeing the world through a different angle, often revealing hidden realities that eluded conventional thought. He understood the deep human longing for connection, for the shared journey of life, and he never trivialized the pain of separation. However, his robust faith in a providential God, one who actively shapes and guides the course of human affairs, led him to consider that even experiences of loss and rejection could hold a deeper purpose, a hidden blessing disguised in sorrow. Furthermore, Chesterton championed the virtue of humility, recognizing the inherent limitations of human perspective. We often perceive our lives and relationships through a narrow lens, constrained by our immediate emotions and desires. We cling to what is familiar, even if it hinders our growth or prevents us from embracing new possibilities. The experience of being left can be a humbling one, forcing us to confront our limitations and acknowledge that our plans and expectations might not always align with a higher purpose. Chesterton might argue that sometimes, for us to truly flourish and step into our intended destiny, certain attachments need to be severed, even if we are not the ones initiating the separation. These departures can act as a catalyst, propelling us onto a new trajectory that we might never have considered otherwise. These departures can act as a catalyst, propelling us onto a new trajectory that we might never have considered otherwise. Another crucial aspect of Chesterton's thought relevant to this topic is his strong affirmation of free will. He believed that genuine love and meaningful relationships can only exist when individuals have the freedom to choose their paths and their companions. While the choice of someone to leave our lives can inflict deep wounds, it is ultimately an exercise of their God-given agency. Acknowledging this fundamental truth can be a step towards healing, allowing us to move away from self-blame and towards accepting the other person's autonomy. Chesterton understood that relationships are not meant to be chains that bind, but rather freely chosen connections that enrich our lives. And when that freedom leads to separation, it is a reality we must eventually reconcile with. Moreover, Chesterton's profound Christian faith provided him with a framework for understanding suffering and loss not as meaningless tragedies, but as potential pathways to spiritual growth and a deeper empathy for others. The pain of being left can lead to introspection, a re-evaluation of our priorities, and a renewed seeking of solace and strength in our faith. In our vulnerability, we might become more receptive to divine comfort and guidance, discovering an inner resilience we never knew we possessed. Chesterton saw value in the trials and tribulations of life, believing that they could refine our character, deepen our compassion, and ultimately draw us closer to God, who himself experienced the ultimate abandonment on the cross. It is also characteristic of Chesterton to find paradoxical truths in seemingly negative experiences. What appears to be a rejection might, in the long run, be a profound form of redirection. The path we envisioned for ourselves, the relationships we believed were essential, might have inadvertently been leading us away from our true calling, or preventing us from forging more authentic and fulfilling connections. The departure of someone from our lives could be the necessary course correction, gently or forcefully guiding us towards a future that holds greater promise, even if that promise is not immediately visible through the fog of grief. Furthermore, Chesterton often emphasized our inherent dependence on God, even when we mistakenly believe we are self-sufficient. The pain of being left can shatter our illusions of control and force us to confront our vulnerability. When human connections falter, we are compelled to seek solace and strength in something beyond the temporal and the fallible. This can lead to a deepening of our spiritual life, a more profound reliance on prayer, and a stronger, more personal relationship with the divine source of all love and comfort. In this sense, the departure of someone we depended on might paradoxically lead us to a more secure and unwavering dependence on God. In conclusion, if you are grappling with the pain of being left, Chesterton's wisdom invites you to consider a broader perspective, one that encompasses faith, humility, and the mysterious workings of divine providence. While acknowledging the genuine hurt of separation, he encourages us to look beyond the immediate pain and consider that this departure might be part of a larger plan, one that could ultimately lead to growth, new opportunities, and a deeper connection with God. Trust that even in moments of profound loss, there might be a purpose unfolding, a new path being cleared, and that the absence you feel today could pave the way for a more fulfilling and meaningful tomorrow. The message in their leaving might be a challenging one, but through a Chestertonian lens, it is ultimately a message of hope and the enduring possibility of divine grace in our lives. So, we've journeyed through Chesterton's profound insights on why those who left you might have done so, and how that very departure could be a part of a larger divine plan for your life. It's a perspective that encourages us to look beyond the immediate pain and consider the possibility of growth, redirection, and a deeper reliance on something greater than ourselves. Now, as you reflect on this, what's one takeaway from Chesterton's message that resonates most deeply with your own experiences? How does this new perspective shift the way you view past departures in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's create a space for honest reflection and mutual encouragement. Your story and your insights are valuable and could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Let's continue this conversation and learn from each other's journeys.